Gynas's Kitchen, a name whispered with reverence in culinary circles. A beacon of gastronomic delight in the heart of New York City. It was a place where culinary dreams were made and broken. The restaurant was a testament to Gynas's ambition, his desire to conquer the city's palate. The restaurant pulsed with an energy unique to itself. It was a whirlwind of clanging pots, sizzling pans, and sharp commands. Diners, eager to experience the culinary magic, filled the tables night after night. The air crackled with anticipation, the promise of an unforgettable meal. Gynas's Kitchen had become an institution. The evening began like any other. Orders poured in. The kitchen hummed with controlled chaos. Chefs, like skilled surgeons, wielded knives with precision. They transformed ordinary ingredients into culinary masterpieces.
Keep it moving, everyone. We need that risotto on the double.
Marco, the head chef, orchestrated the symphony of flavors. His presence commanded respect. His eyes, sharp and discerning, missed nothing. He moved with a quiet authority, his every action purposeful. Tonight, however, a tension hung in the air. A subtle shift in the usual rhythm, a discordant note in the symphony. The last diner departed. The kitchen, usually alive with activity, fell silent. A lone figure remained.
Just a few more touches. Perfect.
Marco, still engrossed in his work, was oblivious to the world around him. He was lost in his craft, the passion for his art consuming him entirely. A shadow stretched across the floor, long and menacing. A muffled thud broke the silence, then nothing but the eerie hum of the refrigerator. The shadow retreated, leaving behind an unsettling stillness. Detective Sam Blake arrived at the scene. His eyes, hardened by years of dealing with the city's underbelly, scanned the kitchen. The air, thick with the lingering aroma of spices and a metallic tang, sent a shiver down his spine. A chill settled over the room, a stark contrast to the usual heat of the kitchen.
What a mess. Let's see what we got here.
He surveyed the scene, his gaze lingering on the body sprawled on the floor. Marco, his chef whites stained crimson, lay lifeless. Blake's gaze narrowed. This was no accident, this was murder, and he would find the killer.
I don't even know where to begin. I still can't believe it. It's like a nightmare I can't wake up from. Marco was more than just a head chef to me. He was a guiding light in the chaotic world of the kitchen. He was my mentor, my confidant, and in many ways like a father figure. We shared countless hours, not just cooking, but talking about life, dreams, and aspirations. We worked together for years, perfecting every recipe, every dish. Each plate was a testament to our shared passion and dedication. And now he's gone. It's like a part of me has been ripped away.
Lily, the sous chef, stood before Detective Blake, her face pale and drawn. The weight of the recent events bore heavily on her shoulders. Her eyes, red-rimmed and filled with unshed tears, spoke of shock and disbelief. It was clear that the reality of the situation hadn't fully sunk in.
That evening, it was like any other. The kitchen was alive with the usual sounds and smells. The pressure of the dinner rush, the usual hustle and bustle. It was all so routine, so normal. The clanging of pots, the sizzle of pans, the shouts of orders being called out. It was the symphony of our nightly performance. Marco was his usual focused self. Every movement precise, every command clear. He was in his element, orchestrating the chaos with a calm demeanor. I was the last to leave, leaving Marco to his routine cleanup. It was a ritual for him, a way to wind down after the intensity of service. I had no idea it would be our last goodbye. If I had known, I would have stayed a little longer, shared one more laugh, one more story.
She recounted the events of the evening, her voice barely a whisper, each word weighed down by the gravity of her loss. The weight of her sorrow was palpable, a heavy cloud hanging in the air. The kitchen, once a place of joy and creativity, now felt like a tomb, echoing with memories of a time that could never be reclaimed. The kitchen floor, usually spotless, told a different story. A trail of flour, disturbed and leading to the back door, caught Blake's attention. The once pristine surface was now a canvas of chaos, each step marked by a powdery residue. It was as if the kitchen itself was trying to communicate, to tell the story of what had transpired in its confines. It was a subtle clue, easily overlooked, but in the world of crime scene investigation, even the smallest detail could be a whisper of truth. Blake knew that every element, no matter how insignificant it seemed, could be the key to unlocking the mystery. The flower trail was more than just a mess. It was a breadcrumb leading to the truth.
This is interesting. The way the flower is disturbed, it suggests a hurried exit. Someone was in a rush, perhaps panicked.
He crouched down, his fingers gently tracing the outline of the footprints left behind. They were too large to belong to Lily. The size and depth of the prints indicated a heavier individual, someone who moved with purpose. Blake's mind raced, piecing together the puzzle.
The killer was careless. They left a trail, a breadcrumb, leading us closer to their identity. Each clue, each mark was a step closer to uncovering the truth. The map of clues was becoming clearer, each piece falling into place.
The flower trail was a silent witness, a clue amidst the chaos that could unravel the mystery of Marco's untimely death. It was a path that, if followed carefully, could lead to justice. The kitchen, once a place of warmth and comfort, was now a crime scene, holding secrets waiting to be uncovered. Blake knew that the answers were there, hidden in the details, waiting to be found. Section 7. The gloves tell a story, bloodstains don't lie. A pair of discarded gloves lay crumpled in the corner, as if hastily discarded. They were stained, the crimson colour unmistakable. Blood.
Blake carefully bagged the gloves, his movements precise and practiced. The gloves were a silent witness, their story etched in blood.
He knew the killer had worn them. They had thought they could erase their presence. But blood, like secrets, had a way of revealing itself. The gloves were a link to the killer, a tangible piece of the puzzle that was slowly coming together. Section 8. Confrontation and Confession. The mask slips. Gynus sat across from Blake, his composure a carefully constructed facade. The room was thick with tension, the air almost palpable with the weight of unspoken truths. He answered Blake's questions with practiced ease, his voice smooth and controlled. Each response was measured, calculated to deflect suspicion and maintain his innocence. He spoke of Marco with feigned sorrow, expressing shock and disbelief. His eyes, however, betrayed no real emotion, only a cold detachment that Blake couldn't ignore.
But Blake saw through the act. He had seen too many like Gynus, masters of deception, but always leaving subtle tells.
He presented the evidence, each piece chipping away at Gynus's carefully constructed facade. The room seemed to close in on Gynus as Blake laid out the damning details. The flower trail, the blood-stained gloves, the note found clutched in Marco's hand, a note written by Gynus, threatening to expose a secret recipe Marco had discovered. Each item was a nail in the coffin of Gynus's lies. Gynus cracked, his face contorted, his composure crumbling. The mask he wore so well began to slip, revealing the turmoil beneath. The confession poured out, a torrent of guilt and desperation. He spoke of jealousy, of fear, and of the lengths he went to in order to protect his secrets. The room fell silent, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. Section 9. Justice served, yet shadows remain. The kitchen's secrets. Gynus was arrested, his culinary empire crumbling around him. Justice, it seemed, had been served, but Blake couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. The secrets of Gynus's kitchen ran deeper than anyone knew.
The tension, the subtle discord he had sensed during the investigation, lingered.
The kitchen, once a place of culinary magic, now held an eerie silence. The aroma of spices, once so inviting, now carried a faint metallic tang. The case was closed, but the shadows remained. Section 10. The lingering aroma of mystery, Gynus's kitchen endures. Gynus's kitchen remained closed, a stark reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded. The city, hungry for gossip, whispered about the scandal. The name, once synonymous with culinary excellence, was now uttered with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. But life, like the restaurant industry, went on. New restaurants emerged, eager to claim their spot in the city's culinary landscape. Yet, Ginus's kitchen remained etched in the city's memory, a chilling reminder that even in the heart of a bustling city, shadows lurked, and sometimes the most delectable dishes concealed the most unsavory secrets.